Yes, I think it has begun. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to our first lecture on criminology. So, have you ever wondered why do people commit crimes? Why do some areas have higher crime rates than others? Can crime be prevented? Or what makes a person become criminal, or what makes a person become more inclined towards crime than the other? The scientific study of these all questions are called criminology. Okay, in today's lecture we are going to understand the meaning of criminology, the definitions of criminology, the nature and scope of criminology, also the importance of studying criminology. So let's begin off with this starts of criminology. The word criminology comes with the amalgamation of two words. Okay, one is crimen. Okay, the Latin word crimen, which meaning the crime. Okay, and another is logos, which is a Greek word means study. Logos is study. It's in each and every subject, I think. Therefore, criminology literally means the scientific study of crime and criminal behavior. However, criminology is much broader than simply studying that of crime. Criminology actually examines what is crime, what are the criminals, okay, what are the victims, society's reactions to crime, and prevention and control of crime. So now coming to the definitions of crime, if we now are moving with the definitions of crime, we find that several scholars have defined criminology in different number of definitions. Like Edwin H. Sutherland has defined criminology as the body of knowledge regarding crime as a social phenomenon. So Sutherland has regarded crime as a social phenomenon. According to Sutherland, criminology it studies the process of making laws, the process of breaking laws, and the society's reaction to the breaking laws. Okay, so according to Sutherland, criminology is all about making laws, breaking laws, and society's reaction towards breaking of laws. Okay, it's kind of rhyme about Sutherland's things. Okay, it's about making laws, breaking laws, and reaction to breaking laws. Okay, so these three aspects form the foundation of modern criminology. In Webster Dictionary, criminology is defined as the scientific study of crime as a social phenomenon involving criminals and penal treatments. And what is the meaning of penal treatments? Penal mean punishment. Okay, right, that we are going to discuss in details about penology. Penology is also a part in the criminology. Okay, so coming now to the nature of criminology. Criminology is an interdisciplinary science. Okay, it's not just a pure subject like economics, or not like biology, or not like physics or chemistry, etc. It is an interdisciplinary science. That means it gets its ideas from different subjects, like from biology, from sociology, from even from some of the physics also, like when we delve into the investigation, the forensic investigation of various crimes, then we have to depend on various laws of physics. Similarly, that also from chemistry and allied sciences. So it is an interdisciplinary science. Criminology is an interdisciplinary science. Okay, some of the domains that it includes are sociology. It studies the influence of society on crime. Why sociology is important in criminology? Because in sociology, through sociology, uh, we can understand how society influences on a criminal behavior. Okay. Next, coming to psychology. Through psychology we can understand the mental process and behavior of criminals. Okay, why certain people tend more to crimes. Okay, why certain people act in a deviant way, like they tend to break laws more often, or tend to break the social norms more often than the rest of their peers. Okay, so this is psychology which explain it in this way. Now, law. Okay, so criminology involves law. Okay, as Sutherland says, it is also about reacting to reacting to the breaking of crime, or how society or how a system reacts to the breaking of a law. It is through the constitution of that particular country, or through the law and order of that particular country. That is law. Okay, so law defines what is actually crime. Law defines what is crime on that particular geographical area. Okay, so it is not that what is a crime in Australia, it may not be the same in Greenland. It may not be same in South Ossetia. It may not be same in South Africa, or maybe in North Korea. It can be entirely different. Okay, so law is law is a very important dimension of criminology. Coming to the next subject, that is economics. Okay, criminology is completely related to economics. It studies poverty, unemployment, and social inequalities. Like sociology, economics is very much important in criminology, because much of criminological theories coming from economics. Okay, why people need to go in depth into the crime. Okay, that people have different means to achieve a goal, but they are moving particularly towards a single goal. Okay, towards a goal which is more tend to crime. Okay, which is more tend to deviant behavior. Okay, so these stuffs are explained with the help of economics. Now coming to political science. Okay, so criminology is closely related to political science. It studies government policies and criminal judicial system. Okay, how government reacts to certain criminals or criminological behaviors, how governments frames laws, how prison systems or penology are handled. Okay, how the CJS, that is criminal justice system, is handled in a particular country. So how government handles policies. Okay, these all goes with the political science. Okay, now how anthropology also related to criminology. Anthropology in terms of studies of like cultural influences, how culture influences criminal behavior. Let's say in some culture, certain aspects of day-to-day life can be regarded as crime in other cultures. Okay, like whatever happening in Nigeria, whatever two people doing something in Nigeria may not be same what's happening in California. I mean, whatever in a society in a Nigeria, the societal norms can be totally different than that of in California, maybe then that of in Russia. This is anthropology, which says that the culture influences criminal behavior. Okay. So these are the subjects through which we can find that criminology comes a very multidisciplinary science like sociology, psychology, law, economics, political science, anthropology, and more. Coming next, what is the scope of criminology? Okay, criminology, if we're gonna discuss about the scope of criminology, we have to examine what criminology actually does. Criminology examines the types of crimes. While we are going to study crimes, criminology goes with the type of crime and what types of crimes. Like, is it a crime against person? Is it a crime against property? Is it a crime against the child or LGBTQ plus, crime against women, or crime against what? Okay, in other types of crimes, is it a petty crime with lesser punishment, or is it a major crime, or it's heinous crime? Heinous crime comes like murder, rape, or gang rape. Such types of crimes are heinous crimes. So criminology studies crimes with their various types, as I have actually mentioned here. Next, it studies crime from the point of view of causes of crime. How crime is committed, for what, why people need to commit a crime. That's a very important thing that criminologist studies. Why people need to behave in a certain way which tends to be more deviant. Okay, so this is a very cause of crime that criminologists study. Next, what criminologists also studies, the patterns of crime. Patterns mean how criminologists go with the crime. I mean, how crime is done. It is like whether it is done in a single time, he is a like one-time criminal, or multiple time criminal. Means a recidivist. Recidivist means he's doing the crime again and again. If doing the same thing repeatedly, whether in the same intensity or in lesser intensity, or what may be the frequency of crime. Is he giving enough gap, or is he doing continuously? Okay, how the societal reactions, how the reaction from the enforcement or the reaction from the government influence on the criminal or offender's behavior. This all comes with the study of crime while we are studying pattern of crime. Okay, so when we go with the scope of criminology, number one, it comes that it studies crime. Okay, criminologists study crime through various lenses, like from various types of crimes, from various causes of crimes, from various patterns of crime. Okay, next, as we go with the scope of criminology, we are also going to find out the how are the criminals. I mean, criminologists study criminals. Okay, means who commits the crime, why someone commits the crime. Okay, why exactly that individual need to commit the crime. Let's say there are 4 or 5 people having in this similar environment, in a similar situation. Okay, but only a particular person takes the deviant move. Only the one particular person goes with the criminal behavior, what we say a very completely deviant behavior, and we may say it a crime through the language of law. Okay, why he has to do that? Why exactly the particular person? There may be other persons too, but who is not doing the same. in similar environment, one particular person or maybe more than one, the particular sets of persons doing the crime, not the others. Why so? So criminologists study criminals. Why the particular person goes through the particular route of crime. Okay. So number one, they studies who commits the crime, who are the particular persons, what sex of people, who commits the crime. Next, why they commit the crime. Why they commit the crime? That means what's the reason behind? Is it due to some political reason, economic reason, some grievances, or deficiency of means in between the road in between means and goals? Okay, so why do they commit crime? Okay, next coming, what factors influence criminal behavior? Okay, let's say one person having deviant behavior from his childhood times. Okay, but let's say he must have some kind of influence, like from a differential association, that's the Sociological Theory, means he has to be involved with particular set of people or influence from a certain people who are actually related to certain type of crimes or criminal. The environment. Okay, so the environment influences people for deviant behavior. If you are in a good environment, you are less likely to choose a deviant behavior way. But if you are in such a neighborhood where there are more criminal activities happening, then it is more certain, or there's more possibility that you are moving towards deviance. Okay, so study of criminals who commits the crime, why do they commit the crime, and what factors influence criminal behavior. Okay, so these things are studied in criminology while we study criminals. Okay, so these are the scope of criminology. The third scope is that in criminology, criminologists study the victims. Okay, what we call victimology. Victimology means there are various types of victims: primary victims, secondary victim, okay, direct victims, indirect victims, mass victims, and lot more. Okay, so in criminology, they study victims of crime, impacts of crime, victim rights, and victim support. If you are a victim of crime, you have certain rights. You have certain rights which are granted to you by the Constitution. Okay, you are bound to get some kind of support. Government have policies where you are bound to get certain supports if you are a victim of a crime. Okay, so criminologists study victim behavior. Okay, the victims of crime, the impacts on victims, whether it's primary, tertiary, mass victims, singular victim, and many other victims. We are going to go about that later on in very detailed manner. So they also study about victim rights and victim support. Okay, so this is all about study of victims in victimology. In criminology, they also study about penology. And what is penology? Penology is all about the punishment or correction facilities. Okay, punishment is imprisonment or probation, parole, rehabilitation, furlough, and there are a lot more other things like retribution and all. Various theories of penologies, various theories of punishments are there, which actually constitute the sub field of penology within criminology. Okay, so criminologists study penology from various points of view through the lens of various theories. Okay, next in criminology they also study about crime prevention. Okay, it's not only important to study the causes of crime, it's not only important to study how criminals commit the crime, or it's not enough to study the pattern of crime. It is most important in today's time how to prevent the crime. There are various methods like crime prevention methods like CPTED and other methods, crime prevention through environmental techniques and other techniques. How crime is prevented through environmental design, how we design an environment, like design a neighborhood or design a park or design a road in a way that is less prone to crime. Okay, this is called CPD, crime prevention through environmental design. Okay, so there is such like CPD, we have various techniques that criminologists study and explore through which crime is prevented, and these are, as we have discussed, the scope of criminology, where criminologists make detailed study and research about crime. They study about criminals, they study about victims, they study about the punishment or prison mechanisms or correctional facilities. Next they go with the crime prevention techniques, various techniques like as we have described, CPTED and all. Now we are coming to the importance of criminology. Why should we study criminology? Okay, we need to study criminology just for a black and white reason of we need to understand the causes of crime. Criminology helps us to understand and identify factors leading to criminal behavior. Okay, why, as we have discussed, why certain factors influence someone to a deviant, to a criminal behavior. Okay, what are the causes of crime, why people move towards crime. Okay, so these are the things that criminology studies, the various causes of crime. We need to understand them. Okay, why we should study criminology? For the better crime prevention mechanism. If we have better knowledge of crime and we have better knowledge of how criminals commit crime, then we will be able to formulate preventive mechanisms. We will be able to design mechanisms to 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 help a society so that less crime happens in that particular society. Okay, so the thing is that criminologists uh, help a society for in crime prevention techniques. Next, coming to policy formulations. Okay, governments use criminological research to develop laws and criminal justice policies. Like government through criminological research, it can be found out that a particular region having more prone to particular type of crime. Let's say one thing, and that through the geotagging or through the geomapping of crime from crime data, it can be find out that, let's say, a particular town is more prone to theft, particularly at night. Okay, like petty theft behavior. So there may be more need of petrol at night in that particular area, right? So if we increase the petrol for that particular neighborhood. Through increasing the petrol, we may get rid of the petty theft behavior, or we may get there will be less incidents of theft if we increase the night patrol in that particular area where there is more data of crime. Okay, so with the research, with the data driven research from policy experts, governments make policy frameworks for a better criminal justice system, for better law enforcement. Okay, so that's policy formulation. Next, we are going to the rehab of offenders. Okay, in criminologists promote correctional behaviors rather than mere punishment. Okay, this is not just retributive thing is that eye for an eye, or teeth for an teeth means tooth for an tooth. So rehab is most important thing in criminology. Okay, like we have to modify the offenders in a way that they are not going to do the same thing again after their term of punishment is over. When they are out from the prison, when they are out from the confinement, they are going with a new life, with a new learning. Okay, so that there will be they will not be involved in other deviant behaviors. Okay, so rehab of offenders is more important. Coming to social development, reducing crime is reducing crime brings about social stability and development. Okay, this is very black and white. In every good society, we say in a black and white term, good society, there is less crime. Okay, so we have to reduce the number of crimes. Criminologists helped it through data driven research to reduce the crimes. So these are the things why criminology is so important. Now coming to conclusion of this live stream, we can summarize what is criminology. Criminology, as we have studied it is scientific study of crime. It's multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary subjects, including sociology, psychology, law, economics, political science, also biology, physics, chemistry, and including computer science and other new technologies. Okay, primarily criminology is concerned with crime, criminals, victims, punishments, and crime prevention. Simply black and white, criminology is concerned with crime, criminals, victim, punishment, and crime prevention. So this is the thing. So we have today discussed about I think this is my first lecture of criminology and my first live video, and kind of experiment it is. We have seen a lot more comments here. Some people is saying hi, hello, and hello to everyone. I mean Hassan Riaz, hello, Lashiru Dairy, Guavera, hi, Hixel Poppy, hi. Okay, I'm sorry I couldn't reply you earlier when you were online probably. Tosa Susamenji said hi, hello. So anyway, I'm going to end it here. Probably in the next live, I don't know when it will be. I'll check this one if it goes good. In the next video, we are going to go with the second lecture of criminology. And thank you. Thank you. Okay, okay, we have finished this.